Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Coffee and Headlines, our morning get together live here on Facebook, where we take a close look, or as close as we can, to news happening in our city, state, and country, to your comments, ideas, and suggestions, and we combine everything into a lovely mixture of information that we can all put to good use as we become better acquainted with our city, Puerto Vallarta, as a community of English-speaking locals. It is, no, it's not Monday, Paco. It's not Monday. It's Thursday. It's Thursday, January 27, and I have a confession to make. I am in love. I am in taco love. It hasn't been 24 hours since some friends and I discovered and enjoyed this new restaurant in Fluvial. And I tell you, I'm going through severe withdrawal. I could eat there again, like right after this broadcast. It was that good. And I'm just itching to tell you all about it. But before we do that, of course, we have important news. We have interesting news. We have some events that are coming up and courses that you may want to be interested in as we all, find things to do with ourselves that are other than, just sitting around and watching Netflix like I've been doing. Before we go there, all these wonderful places, as always, if you are new to the broadcast, please let us know with a short comment, just writing the word new, and that way we'll give you a nice little welcome. At the same time, we wish to welcome our friends from YouTube that don't get a chance to comment live, unfortunately, but we appreciate all your thumbs up, so please keep them happening. They make things better for our project. And of course, as always, if you have something truly, truly important that you wish to bring up during the broadcast, kindly add a letter Q at the beginning of your comment. And that way we'll be looking for those at the end of the broadcast. So we go through our news, we go through our weather, we go through some things to do in this weekend that is nearing, and then we dive into taco love, or what I called yesterday the taco-verse. Not the multiverse, but the taco-verse. So yeah, let's go. Boom. Okay, well, let's start with serious, important news. There's no other way to say this other than the fact that hospitalization in the state of Jalisco is now over 50% due to COVID. So what else can I say? We need to take care of ourselves. We know the drill. Because over 3,500 cases were registered in the last few hours, 3,889 cases, and that's 50 more than yesterday. So we continue to be on the increase in this latest wave of coronavirus cases in our state. Fortunately, they seem to be milder, but do keep this in mind as you're going out and about. You know the drill. Wear your face mask. Keep some distance, and don't be out if you don't need to be out. within City Hall now has, or the city administration now has 319 people that have COVID. So the city council meeting took place remotely with some city council members in the house, others watching from afar. And this is the modality that the local government is going to continue to employ as long as the caseload is so high. As I was prepping for this broadcast, I caught wind of the fact that our mayor was broadcasting live from Manantial Street on the way to Paso Ancho, and he was actually kicking off with flags and fanfare and the whole shebang, kicking off the repair of Manantial Street, which, as we know, was partially destroyed during Hurricane, oh my God, what was it called? Nora. It's been a while now. And the one thing that we don't know, because this was just happening live a few minutes ago, is number one, we don't know if traffic has been suspended as they're working, or if there is a little bit of traffic, a little bit of construction, nor do we know exactly how they plan to fix the street, but at least it is happening. I also want to let you know that this video that went viral last week of the cyclist running over a pedestrian on the Malecón is not going away. There are a lot of angry people on both sides of the fence. There are people on the pedestrian side that would like to have cyclists removed from the Malecón altogether. And of course, the cyclist community is on the other side of the fence, expecting or hoping that passing through the Malecón on a bicycle will not be removed. I know how I feel about that. I am curious on how you feel about that. Ultimately, our opinions may not have much to do with the ultimate outcome of this, but it is unfortunate that a cyclist was going too fast. It is unfortunate that pedestrians were not paying attention and they were walking along the bicycle lane. Maybe the city could put a barrier on the bicycle lane so that it is clearer. I don't know the solution for this one, but clearly this is not going away anytime soon. And just like that, we finished the formal news. Let us take a quick look at the weather just to see what we can expect as the weekend nears. Oh, no, that's not what I wanted. I'm getting ahead of myself. Where is my weather forecast? Right there. And why am I looking at the sanctuary of the taco? That's not what I want to show you just yet. What I want to show you is my weather. Where is my weather, guys? And why can I not see it? I cannot see it because it was not on. That is so silly of me. But I managed to get it up, at least somehow. Not exactly the way I usually get it up. Let's see if I can fix this a little bit. Hold on just a second. Oh my God, I cannot do anything. Let's try that. Okay, so the weather looks a little funny today. My apologies. I can't wait to see how Joe Manchin will screw up filling this Supreme Court vacancy. Oh dear, that's news from the U.S. that we don't understand and we're not going to dive into. But what we're going to dive into is that it is 24 degrees right now, feels like 26. Humidity is at 66%. And our temperature in Fahrenheit degrees is 75 degrees. Our weather forecast for today is going to be mostly cloudy through the day with a high temperature of 28, low temperature of 18. And then we have, oh my God, what did I do? I told you the weather forecast for tomorrow. How silly. Today is Thursday, partly cloudy through the day, high temperature 27, low temperature 17. Tomorrow, Friday, mostly cloudy, high temperature of 28, low temperature 18. And on Saturday, high temperature of 29, low temperature of 19. And now continuing on with a few other headlines that I have ready for you. Let me set this up. We had already mentioned this before, but I might as well bring it up again. The Aguachile and Ceviche Festival will take place this weekend on Parque Lázaro Cárdenas. This is going to happen on Sunday. And this is a great opportunity to check out what different restaurants are offering as far as these two very traditional dishes are concerned. There is a cost for admission, and it's going to have limited access because of the pandemic, of course. But if you're out and about and you want to enjoy different versions of ceviche and aguachile in the outdoors, this is something you may want to consider. As long as we're doing this, I took a quick look at other things that are going on around the city in the next few days, and there's free yoga at the stadium, or it's probably yoga based on contribution, but it's probably, I think it's free yoga. Free yoga at the stadium takes place today at 5:30. If you're out there, this is something you may want to do. This was mentioned a couple of days ago, but I wanted to bring it up again because I found it, and this would be Ryan Donner's cleanup effort on the Isla Rio Cuale, or the river cleanup. He and a bunch of volunteers meet at Oscar's on Sunday at 10 a.m. and they go about cleaning the river. It's a volunteer effort, but I'm sure it'll feel good to do it at least this time of year when it's not so hot out there. I see some of you listened to the Ravel yesterday. We'll get to that in a second. And this is something else that caught my attention. There is such a place as Hacienda Mosaico here in Versalles, and Hacienda Mosaico has been an art retreat for a long time where they focus primarily on doing mosaic mural classes, but they do other things. They have announced a brand new workshop that starts on February 13, continues through February 19. If this strikes your fancy, this is something that you can explore if you'd like. Before we dive into Taco Tuesday, just a quick one from the New York Times, 5 more classical music albums that you may want to check out sometime today or sometime over the weekend. And that's what we have for news. And I want to continue with what do we have next. Of course, the Ravel. Let me just ask if anybody got a chance to listen to the Fairy Garden yesterday, the video that I showed you with Gustavo Dudamel conducting from the Hollywood Bowl. I hope you enjoyed it. This is part of the music that the Jalisco Philharmonic will perform in their second concert from this new first series of performances that they're going to have in Guadalajara this year, starting in the month of February. I'm really, really excited about this, and I'm curious to see what some of you thought about it. I see that Karen listened to the Fairy Garden with smiles on my face, closed my eyes, and could see the fairies. I'm glad you could, because I can see the fairies as well. Let's see. Craig comments, saw Mark Hartman at Encanto yesterday. What an entertainment. What an entertainer. Yes, he is absolutely wonderful. But before I get into your comments, let us talk about taco places for a second. And because I want to add some context that I want to make sure that you're aware of. And I'm deliberately calling them taco places and not taco restaurants. Because a taco place can be a standing on the street taco stand, or it can be a sit-down restaurant. Now, in larger cities that you may or may not have visited throughout Mexico, it is quite common to find the whole gamut from taco stands to very basic taquerias to nicer taquerias to gourmet taquerias. I mean, you really do get the whole gamut. Here in Puerto Vallarta, we have a lot of taco stands. We have a lot of basic taquerias. And then, of course, we have the nice folks that own Trepiati. At some point in the past few years, they opened a nicer taqueria right next door. And then came, or maybe they came before, I don't actually remember. Then they came Sonora Grill, who started opening their Sonorita locations where you can get their taquerias, but they're a little nicer, a little bit more, dare I say, civilized. Although there's nothing uncivilized about eating tacos on the street, but I do sense, and based on conversations that I've had with friends from other countries, the notion of eating good tacos while you're standing on the street may seem a little foreign, although some people may argue that this is the best way to enjoy tacos. What I'm getting at here is that although you don't see as many of them here in Puerto Vallarta, in larger cities, it is quite common to find nice looking, nicely appointed taquerias, taco restaurants, taco joints, whatever you want to call them, with a broader selection of tacos and, more importantly, a broader selection of meat cuts. Now, why is this relevant? Well, because depending on the location, um, a location can get to be more expensive because of the rent that the owners are paying, because of the amenities, the service. And I'm not saying that's good or bad. I am just saying that is the case. Don Chava, which is next to Trepiati, is a really great place, but I can imagine that the rents must be very high there, and somehow the price of the real estate gets added up to the tacos. Now, I'm not saying that that's a bad thing, nor am I saying that Don Chava is a place you shouldn't go to. It is a wonderful place, particularly, for example, if you want to enjoy a good taco with a glass of wine. Now, what does that have what does that have to do with this heavenly taco place that we discovered yesterday? Well, a little bit of everything, because here we have, and I'm going to show you photos in a second. It's called Taco Sanctuary or Santuario del Taco, and this is a sit-down restaurant with an outdoor sitting space, with entertainment for children, with lots of space, with a full bar, with excellent choices of tacos at very good prices. And it is located in Fluvial Vallarta, and I'm going to show it to you right away. This place is, and I'll show you the location on the map. This is right on a corner with Francisco Villa, not far from California, the produce store. This place for many, many years was called Maluk. And Maluk was a great breakfast, lunch restaurant that closed down even before the pandemic. We don't know why they closed. The location remained closed for the longest time, and they have just opened this brand new place called El Santuario del Taco. I've seen them advertised on Facebook quite a bit, so I figured we want to see what this is all about, number one. Number two, we want to support a local restaurant. And number three, we want to keep you looking forward to new eateries. So El Santuario del Taco, as I mentioned just a second ago, features indoor and outdoor sitting. You can see on the back of this photograph, there's Avenida Francisco Villa. So this would be on the side street, which turned out to be quite comfortable because it was not very loud. And they had ceiling fans going on and nice Mexican tropical music. It was a lot of fun. The place has a full bar inside and additional places where you can sit down. And if you pay attention, if you notice, there's a whole second story. We didn't even go up there, but there's a whole second story where I would imagine if you want to have a private event, you could easily do that without a problem. Here's another shot of the bar, the sit-down area. And interestingly enough, their menu is quite basic. They serve tacos. Oops, there you go. They serve tacos. They serve quesadillas. They served baked potatoes, and I'll get to those in a second. They serve sopes, volcanes, and they have a whole section of non-alcoholic beverages and a full section of cocktails. Now, pay attention to the prices of these tacos because they're not, or you may think they're not inexpensive. For example, a basic asada taco or grilled beef taco is 26 pesos, whereas you go to taquerias, more mellow or, basic taquerias, and they're at least 10 pesos less expensive than that. So we figured, okay, let's see what we're paying for when we order these tacos. And as you will see shortly in the photographs that I'm going to show you, the tacos were huge. And they were prepared with tortillas that were made in-house. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Before we go there, let me show you that there's also a children's playground where if you're going with your kids, the kids can have some fun while you're eating. And all the food is prepared in this very traditional outdoor grill by a chef that I happen to know from a previous restaurant. So I was really happy to see Chef Valerio doing his thing here. And just to show you some of the food, oh my God. First of all, just in case this is difficult to appreciate, this is a full size square dinner dish. The plate itself, the plate, not the dish. The plate is square, it's full size, and it fits 4 large tacos. We're looking at a taco de pastor here. This is a beef taco, and these 2 are chistorra, which is this kind of sausage that is just absolutely just out of this world. And this is what I had yesterday. I had 2 beef tacos with a quesadilla that was made with some of this chistorra, and they were huge. They were worth every peso because you get the amount of food. Now, here's something curious that happened that caught my attention. I don't know if this was just serendipity or what. They don't have they don't have a wine menu, but one of my friends asked for a glass of red. She didn't specify. She just said, bring me a glass of red. And they brought out a bottle of Montechanique. And Montechanique is one of the finest Mexican brands of wine, wine made in Mexico. It's not the kind of wine that you would find at a taco place served as the house wine. So I don't know if that was a fluke or what was going on, but I have to tell you, the food was excellent. Oh, and another friend of mine ordered the baked potato, and they come in this tiny little foil, and they're covered with melted cheese and the meat that you choose. I ordered one of those to go to enjoy today, and it was just so freaking heavenly that you will absolutely love it. Now, what does this place have to do with everything that we talked about earlier, the different kinds of taco places? Well, if you happen to be the kind of foreigner, and I'm not throwing shade, if I was in Bangkok and somebody told me, let's go to that street stand, I might feel a little confused just because I'm not familiar with them. So if you are the kind of foreign resident, English-speaking resident, that feels more at ease at a restaurant, and you want to enjoy extraordinary tacos with really good meat cuts, this is the place for you. And it is very, very affordable. My meal, it was 200 pesos. 200 pesos. And I had 2 tacos that were huge, 1 quesadilla that was huge, 1 michelada, and 2 beers. And then I paid an extra 100 pesos for my to-go potato. So it was just absolutely delish. And I'm going to show you where it is, since I am just gleaming about this place. I put it on the Google map on purpose. Luna, is it in purpose or is it on purpose? Oh, Luna says on purpose, intentionally. Here we are. Okay, so there is La Comer en Fluvial. There is Costco. There is Slicks, which would be a great place to go for dessert, although they did have their own dessert. And right at this corner here, right here, 1 block away from Costco, that is where the place is located. In fact, if I went to look at the street view of the place, you see how the photograph is not as current. It still shows the old Maluk location, but don't walk, run to this place. It's like I could easily go back and eat there today. And that is the end of my love letter to this brand new location, which, needless to say, will be added to our Taco Tuesday map. It will be added to our Versailles Foodies map, and I am eager to hear what your take on this brand new restaurant is. As a new restaurant, they need all the love and support we can give them. So please feel free to mention my name. I don't get anything back when you mention my name or if you mention Coffee and Headlines, but you give them the assurance that an entire community of English-speaking locals is paying attention and will hopefully go and check it out in the near future. Now, let's take a look at your comments. Let's see what we have. Lots of good mornings as always, and those are so wonderful to read. I hope you don't get tired of me counting Alan's days because I just get a kick out of it. I'm going to start counting days to go to Guadalajara to that Ravel concert, that's for sure. Let's see what we have. What street did you say Whiskey Kitchen was opening? That is on Francisco Villa. Francisco Villa. Let's see what else we have. I tend to agree with you, Mijal. There is room for both pedestrians and cyclists on the Malecón. Just need to be mindful of each other and respect. Hopefully, the decision makers will see it that way. Another nice hello from Michael. Hello, Michael. It's great to see you today. Here's a comment from Den. We used the bicycle lane on Vienna a fair amount of the time, mostly to avoid issues with the sidewalk. All of the people on bicycles have never seemed upset, but now I am wondering if that is okay or not. You know, Den, I don't think anybody would hold it against you. I would think that if, you know, you have mentioned a couple of times, you and Kathy have mentioned how in other countries, people seem unkind at you for being out and about in a wheelchair, and you've admired how in Mexico that is not the case. I seriously doubt that a cyclist would give you a hard time on Vienna because it's merged with the regular sidewalk. That said, if you ventured into the bicycle path on Francisco Medina Asensio, which is clearly marked as a narrower path only for bicycles, right next to brand new sidewalks where you could probably just use the sidewalks for the wheelchair, then I could imagine that some cyclists might frown. But not on Vienna. I doubt it. And what I would suggest is just do it until somebody frowns, and once they frown, just look at them, say thank you, smile, and wish them insomnia for a month, and you should be fine. Wish them insomnia for a month. That is my wish for people that I don't like. What can I say? Karen, listen. Oh, we talked about that. Karen, listen to the Fairy Garden. That's wonderful. Colleen, listen. Thank you very much for your feedback. Christy listened with grandson. That is wonderful. Sue, wasn't that nostalgic and wonderful? I mean, for me, whoever did the art direction for that video was really onto something, because Fairy Garden, empty, beautiful music that sounds like hope. I mean, to me, the whole production of that particular version of it just worked together very effectively. Of course, this is the final movement of this beautiful suite composed by Maurice Ravel called Mother Goose, which is going to be performed by the Jalisco Philharmonic next month. So I am so excited about that. I have eaten ceviche from a rolling bicycle vendor, whitefish and shrimp. You are braver than I am, Mark. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm not going to say don't do it, but raw fish will go bad quicker than other types of food. So I personally would feel a little bit reluctant to get ceviche, which is raw fish, from a street vendor, unless it was somebody that I knew and trusted. That's all I'm going to say. Oh my God, Rita, I kept thinking about you and the missus all the time while we were sitting yesterday, because I know that you live right around the corner or nearby. You are going to love this place. Absolutely love it. Yes, cebollitas grilled, and also they had chile güero grilled chile güero, which is not very spicy, but it is very flavorful. I took a peek at my potato this morning, and I noticed that I also got a small piece of grilled cactus, which I'm looking forward to enjoy it. So there you have it. For me, street food is a big part of the fun of travel. I hear you, Rita. But again, I am going to empathize with those people that may not feel altogether comfortable with street food. And you know what? That's perfectly fine. I am not throwing any shade. I am just being glad that we have the choices here in Puerto Vallarta. So I love that. Let's see what else. Name again is it's called the Taco Sanctuary. How much was the wine? I don't remember. I don't know actually. But again, the bill divided by however many we were was 200 pesos each, and so the wine. I mean, between us, I think the wine was a mistake, and I think that as they get the place going, they'll get better at pricing the proper wine, or maybe they'll get a wine list. I don't know, but I mean, they were serving Montechanique yesterday. What was the name of the restaurant again? El Santuario del Taco. You'll have all the information in the show notes, which are going to be published this afternoon, as always. Let's see. I feel comfortable with the street food, but now with eating with my hands in the COVID era. I hear you. Everything changes, but it beep beep boom boom. And I think this is pretty much all we have for comments today. That is correct. We have gotten to the end of this. This is an interesting comment because Scott says David Bowie did a version of Peter and the Wolf in the 70s. If you can find it, it's a joy to listen to. My favorite version of Peter and the Wolf came from Canada and a very funny Canadian director, and it is on YouTube. If you want me to find it, I will find it for you. Just write Peter and the Wolf in your comments, and I'll be so very happy to share. And that's what we have for today. This was a fun taco restaurant day. For those people that are wondering how this is doing, it's doing much better. I'm very patient. There's no other thing I can do but to wait. I'm dying to crochet again. I'm dying to feel at ease. Taking photographs yesterday, I took some photos, not as many as I would have wanted to, but it's just that I don't feel comfortable holding my equipment just with one hand. But more photos will come. More video will come soon. And I see your comments wanting to hear about Peter and the Wolf. Thank you very much for that. I'll be so very happy to throw that link in the show notes because it's a very charming video. As always, thank you. Thank you for your company. Thank you for your questions. Thank you for your suggestions. Thank you for your support. That always helps in getting us to continue producing all this content that we love sharing with you. I'll see you back here tomorrow, and hopefully you'll have an amazing day between today and then. And go get tacos at the Taco Sanctuary. It is out of this world.